first responders who risk their lives for every neighborhood that they serve. The numbers of firefighters diagnosed with cancer is higher than the general population.
Now, the Firefighter Cancer Alliance says it's their second leading cause of death. Now the U of A is working hand in hand with Tucson Fire to find methods to minimize that risk. KGUN 9's Blake Phillips spoke with those instrumental in creating this partnership.
Tom Kisnell was a Tucson fire inspector who passed away in 2014 after battling cancer. But a partnership between Tucson Fire and the University of Arizona is making sure that his death and his legacy means something today.
I just look across the table. I'm like, I've known him for 17 years. I didn't recognize him.
In November of 2013, Tom Kisnell asked John Galata for a favor: to not let another family go through what his went through.
I immediately went to Dr. Burgess and I said, why haven't we done the research for this?
That led to a research plan.
So as a result of it, we found far more exposures than we anticipated, and we were also able to put interventions in place to reduce the exposure.
Tucson Fire quickly put those ideas in action.
One of our big things right now is we do a wet wash down. So after we go to a fire scene, then that crew comes out of a building where they were in smoke before we actually come off of air. We wash ourselves down.
And this is just one example of how TFD is changing their practices based on research.
Probably about 3 extra minutes of effort at the end of a fire, which is when you really want to pull all your gear off quickly, but those 3 extra minutes can get you years on the end of your life.
But this research is not just being used in Tucson. At a conference at the Tucson Convention Center this past weekend, Burgess presented their findings to firefighters from across the country.
We're in the business of helping people. We're not in the business of asking for help. And right now we're in the business of wanting help because we don't know why it's happening to us so often.
Brian Frieders is a retired fire chief and current president of the Firefighter Cancer Support Network. And he says the work coming out of Tucson has been instrumental.
And I think it's a testament to the dedication of not only the University of Arizona and Dr. Burgess, but also the Tucson Fire Department for really dedicating the time and staffing to make sure that we're understanding why firefighters are continuously being exposed to these dangerous environments.
And one organization is making it their mission to get the research into the hands of firefighters across the country.
So when we find key results that will impact day-to-day choices of firefighters, they need to have that the next day.
Science to the Station is doing just that. Sarah Jenke is working to get new information to people like John Galata.
You know, I always tell everybody when Dr. Burgess and I present, I go, okay, he's the guy with the letters behind his name, and my job is to translate for the firefighters. So
results may not happen overnight, but the research is helping firefighters across the country take a step forward for themselves. In downtown Tucson, Blake Phillips, KGUN 9.
It's such important work, and it's good to know that Tucson and the University of Arizona are spearheading the efforts to